For those of you that are upset at like the astrologers for like being wrong, I'm going to tell you as a tarot reader what has been going through my head. So I was pretty skeptical when like even my favorite astrologers were like being like, oh yeah, she's going to win. I was skeptical because if you work in tarot or divination or you work with astrology, you know that those things are tools. Because it's a tool, you have to actually work with the energy. You can work against it all day long. So for example, you can have the greatest chart in the world. So maybe like you have all the planets in alignment and this is the perfect time for you to go out and meet a man. Like if you were to go outside right now, you would meet your husband. Now, you could choose, because you have free will, to sit in your house and not do anything and completely miss out on that energy, even though it's pretty much being handed to you. I approached the election predictions in the same way because we all know that our government is shady on both sides, right? What the government does with the energy that is given to them is completely up to them. They can either use it or not. And I'm not an astrologer, so I can't tell you like, oh, this is what Kamala did to work with her astrology. Like, I don't know. What I do know is that people have free will. And Kamala also had to create a campaign in a very short amount of time. There was a lot of free will decisions that went on here in addition to astrology. At least in my opinion, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. That's totally fine. But this is just what I have seen. So it's not that I think that the astrologers were necessarily wrong. I think that they were correct in that the astrology and the energy for Kamala is very favorable and has been very favorable. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that energy is going to be used to its full potential. I'm sure Donald Trump has a lot of favorable things in his chart too, and he's done some crazy things, right? Like I got an astrology reading not too long ago, and they told me that I would possibly be meeting a partner. I think it was like last spring. Bitch, I'm still fucking single. So, but it's also because I didn't really want to put an effort to meet anyone either. So it's this understanding of not completely depending on something that is supposed to be used as a tool. You have to learn when you get into like tarot and astrology, you have to learn to work with the energy and not become completely dependent on that tool. My solution was to go out and vote. But, anyways, I don't think the astrologers were wrong. I just think that, like, people aren't seeing the full picture. I think a lot of people were just looking for a, yes, she's going to win, or no, he's not going to win. And it's really not that simple. So